I am Felipe.
I am Renee.
And I am Mariana.
We are fortunate enough to have studied abroad.
We face challenges to reach our dreams.
And like us, many others have taken the risk.
This space is for all of us to share our tales,
our experiences, and our victories.
This is our international path.
Hello guys, we're back with a new episode and I hope you're having a great week, and if not, I hope we can make it better for you. This time we're gonna talk about Christmas. Of course, it's not a surprise since, well, Christmas is around the corner. So, Renee, how's Christmas for you?
Like 2020 Christmas or like regular Christmas?
Well, actually, first let's talk about your 2020 Christmas. What are you gonna do?
Really, like pretty much nothing. Like nothing's happening, so I'm just gonna chill, I guess.
But you're not gonna have like a nice dinner, at least like eat something nice?
Nope.
Gonna eat a sandwich?
I have no idea what we're having for dinner.
Get some pizza.
The pizza place that I like is gonna be closed on Christmas Day.
Buy it one day before. You just need to heat it up.
And then you heat it up. Yeah.
Or I can make my own pizza.
You can buy wine.
Why would you make your own pizza?
I've made my own pizza multiple times in the past, so
yeah, but if you can have your favorite pizza, the one that from the place that you like, you just need to buy it one day before.
no, I can make it the day off and like the dough and everything, chop the veggies and.
Okay.
I mean, if that's what you want to do, if you enjoy that, then you can
So
do that too.
the dough takes like
With your
10
friends
minutes. It's like 10 minutes to make, and then you leave it for like an hour, and then you just like make the
You have
pizza.
to wait an hour, man.
Yeah, you lost me there.
Yeah, same. Like the only way I could be doing pizza by myself is because I'm doing it with someone else. If not, I would just buy frozen pizza.
You want it like
and heat it up.
What's the name of that movie where like the
ghost, isn't it?
Ghost, like
with the I forgot the word. The clay.
yeah, the clay scene.
I mean,
get your reference.
I wouldn't mind. But that's not gonna happen anytime soon, so okay.
What about you, Mariana?
What I'm gonna have, I think I'll be seeing my family, like my cousins. I think my grandma is coming as well. And I think we're gonna buy food from somewhere because no one wants to cook. No one has time to cook. So
Yeah, Renee.
we're just gonna buy food. Yeah. I'm not sure still what we're having. I guess turkey and
Tacos?
pasta. No, turkey and pasta and apple salad. I love apple salad.
But I miss tacos.
It's like one of my favorite things. You can make your own tacos for Christmas.
No, like I could, but I don't have like. If I want to make pastor, I can't. Like I don't have like the adobo sauce or whatever. I can get a Taco Bell. It's very good, very fresh, very Mexican. That's all I'm gonna say.
Shut up. But it's actually good. I like Taco Bell. I like the
You
hard
lost
shell.
me there. You lost me
I like
there.
the hard shell. I like it. It's not Mexican, but I like it. I enjoy it.
What about you, Felipe?
Felipe, what are you gonna do?
Actually, one of our previous guests, Dominic, invited me to his house to spend the Christmas Eve, like with him and his family, because like all of my family, it's like at Mexico.
In Mexico.
In Mexico, yeah. So it's gonna be quite like it's the first time I spent like a holiday. Well, no, I'm wrong, but at least Christmas with another family. And I don't even know what they are gonna cook. I'm hoping they are gonna cook like Mexican stuff. If not, like I'm happy with pizza. You know, like I can't complain unless they make like
You can buy it the night before.
yep.
You can have KFC or something.
Yeah, I mean, I've had it before. Like, we're gonna talk about that ahead. Like,
Okay,
later on.
we'll just save the
Like,
story
Yeah,
for
yeah,
later.
Yeah. But yeah, I had very bad Christmas before. So from
Okay,
here,
so
it's like
do you want to
going
talk
up.
about the best and the worst Christmas you've had? Now that we're talking about that.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about like the best and worst Christmas.
So should we start with the bad or with the good ones?
I'd say start with the good Christmases and then go with the bad ones.
Okay.
Okay.
Who wants to start?
We start with the good Christmas. So, I mean, Rene, you go. You start.
Okay, I'm always first. What can I say?
Complain.
So let me think. I think the best Christmas. So my parents are divorced, so I would spend one Christmas with my dad, and that same New Year with my mom, and then next year we would switch. So I remember this Christmas I was at my mom's house, and it was when Crocs, like the shoes, like the flip flop Crocs, were like
Yeah.
trendy, and like all my friends had them, and I didn't have one. And I would ask my parents, they're like, "Oh, they're so expensive." But I remember like that year, the Nintendo Wii like came out, so it was like also new, and I didn't even think about it. I was like, "Oh, it's gonna be so expensive. I'm never gonna ask for it. Like whatever." So I wake up like I was okay. This is kind of like a later on topic, but I was debating in my mind, oh, does Santa Claus exist or does he not exist?
That's gonna be
So-
another topic.
Exactly. So I was like, and then I remember I woke up at like 6 a.m, came downstairs to the tree with my brother, and I saw Crocs, like blue Crocs. Blue was my favorite color at the time. So I saw them, I was like, oh my goodness. And then I saw the Wii and I was like, so I think that was like best, because then I came back from my mom's family's house to my dad's, and I got like more stuff, and I was like pretty happy about that. So I think that was one of my best Christmases.
Oh, that's so nice. How old were you?
Like 12 or something. I don't remember.
Okay.
And that was that's why I was like debating, like I know like what's going with Santa Claus, because I'm not gonna talk about this right now because like later on topic, but like I was debating like, oh, is that real? Like is Santa Claus real? Whatever. So in my mind I have like an answer, but like I didn't want to accept that answer, right? So when I saw that I was like very confused. I was like, what is going on? So
Yeah, because that's like true magic, you know? Like
Mhm.
when you know that your parents like well, like you don't know if your parents can afford it.
yeah,
And then kaching kachow.
it's right there.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, you don't know who bought it, because it could have been Santa Claus.
yeah.
Okay, anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay,
What about you,
so
Mariana?
for me, I mean, I actually were very grateful. I think I had like really good Christmases, like throughout my life. But I remember that there was a time when we used to meet like all my cousin, my uncles, my aunts, like everyone. We just meet either at my house or at my aunt's house, but she used to live really far, like in Satellite. And we all bought gifts. We like made we exchanged gifts. You know, we made the games sometimes with dice. Like, oh, if you get this number, then you can choose a gift. But like then once all the gifts are out, you can start stealing gifts from other people. So
Like
it
The
was
Office.
yeah. I'm not sure. I haven't watched the apps, but
But they were like gender neutral.
yeah, they were gender neutral.
Yeah, because
gifts,
I can imagine the uncle like with a bra. Like I didn't imagine.
Well, actually,
That's
I'm
like
not
that's like
mistaken.
a
I think
thing.
that one got a tongue, if I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken. Like a man's tongue. There was one of the
Oh,
gifts.
that's cute.
After that,
Like a
he became my
Christmas.
aunt.
It was really funny. And yeah, like scarves and cookies and like
That's
not
cool.
really expensive stuff, but just like to play around
Yeah, yeah.
with big, like wrapped really big and like
Damn,
that
that's a
was
cool
really
Christmas.
nice. And then also one of my uncles is a priest, so he would come, he'll bless the table and everything, and he had like some songs, like that they had to carry the baby Jesus and sing or say some prayers, and he did all that. We all got involved in, and it was really nice. Like it felt good. I liked it.
Yeah, your
I think
Christmas sounds
those were
really
like my
fun.
favorite Christmas, like good ones. And then my sister and I used to leave uh, cookies and milk for Santa Claus. And the best was like waking up the next morning. And like if I woke up first, I would wake up my sister, or my sister would wake up me like, let's go see the gifts. And then we used to like run downstairs and start opening everything. And then we used to go upstairs with my person and be like, oh, you need to see what Santa brought me. And like, yeah, you gotta see it, it's amazing. And yeah, we used to unwrap everything all together. Yeah, that was nice. Good memories. What about
Yeah.
you, Felipe?
Mr. Felipe.
Well, we had almost the same tradition. We didn't make like the gift thing, but like with my father's family, we used to get all of them together, and it was weird because we had family from, I don't know, very outside of Mexico City. Like they came from all the way from the
Yeah.
north and everything, so they were very strange. I remember like my favorite one was when I was, I think that 5 or something like that. And like I remember these like very old aunts that we had. They were very old, and they were like twins. We called they used to be called the Rorras. I don't know why. I don't know if that was their name. I don't know. We just called them like aunties Rorras, right? Rorras. And they were they were very strange because they were like super old. They were like 70. I don't know, like you see them and you're like, man, I might not see them next year, you know? But they were like so energetic. Like even like before we stopped seeing them, right? Like for a while. So we assumed that they were dead or something. But then my dad,
Mean.
yeah, they were very old, you know, and they lived like very far away. So if you stop seeing them like during Christmas, you're like, yeah, they passed away or something. But my dad learned that they were like traveling all around the world. Like they are crazy. But I remember
Wow.
in that Christmas, like they were always the party, you know? They brought the party with them. And they were very funny. And I remember that they were like, oh, like they push us against like the beginning of what's the name of this um
Stairs? No.
staircase, yeah, a
Yeah,
staircase.
staircase.
And I don't know, they were like, let's take a picture of both of you, right, my cousin and I. And then
Mhm.
they drop us like some gifts, and they hit us in our head. And it was like, oh shit, because we didn't know that someone was upstairs, right. So it
Mhm.
was like, oh shit, it's Santa or something. Like at that time it was
Aw.
like, oh damn, this is cool. But no, actually our aunties bought us like some cool gifts. I remember that it was like Power Rangers,
Mhm.
and at that time they were huge. So it was like, damn, Santa exists. And also like
Oh.
it was way better because right after we end like the dinner and all of that, I went back home with my parents, and I literally got my PlayStation. And like after I got that, like I knew that I really like video games and everything. And now, I mean, I work doing them, right? So I feel that that Christmas was like the best thing ever, you know? Yeah.
Oh, so sweet.
but
Hey,
then it gets
Mariana.
darker.
Yeah.
then it
What was your
gets
worst
darker.
Christmas, Mariana?
Now we're gonna talk about the evil
My
Christmas.
worst Christmas.
Please stop.
Is I think it would be the Christmas I got to spend alone by myself. Um, it was yeah, like 2 years ago. No, 3 years ago. I just got to Switzerland because like my school started in October, and then my parents told me we're not sure we can afford to get you back on December. Like it's only 2 months. Like you just got there,
Mm.
and I'm like, yeah, okay, I understand. And then that time, like my school was over, and we have this like a term break. It's 2 weeks,
Mhm.
and I was in Lucerne, but the time they moved us to Co, which is above Montreux. That there's another school in there, another campus. So I moved there. Most of my friends weren't there because everyone went back for Christmas, obviously. So
Mom.
I mean, I was like, I had basically no friends there. But then I made a friend,
Oh.
a really great one. Her name is Marisol. She's from Panama. And yeah, we used to like go to the gym together and have lunch and dinner together. And that day on Christmas, I think that the day before we went to Montreux. We went down to Montreux because it was like a 30-minute tram trip to go to Montreux. So we went there, we bought some stuff in the supermarket, and then we just got dinner. The dinner in the that the school gave us was horrible. We expected something nice because it was Christmas, but no, it was disgusting. Don't even
What
remember
was
what it
it?
was. I think it was
Oh.
like dried broccoli and dried
Yeah.
beef, and the dessert
Raw
wasn't even
beef.
good. Like there wasn't. I think like the dessert was fruit, like
Yeah,
whole
nice
fruit. I
broccoli.
can't remember what does it. Yeah, it wasn't nice. And then we just went back to our rooms, and because she's an adult, so she called her daughter and her mom, and I was just also like there in my room. I called my mom and my sister, but it was like early for them, and
Mhm.
I was just with them for a little bit while I was drinking tea. And that was it. That was my Christmas. Then I stayed watching Netflix in the
Yeah.
mountain alone. I mean, that's when, I mean, technically it wasn't that bad, but like since
Mhm.
Christmas is more about the family spirit and just sharing, like
Yeah.
you're like, damn, I miss my family. And then you see pictures of your family having fun, eating all together,
Eh,
and you're like,
Yeah,
oh,
and I
missing
mean, your
out.
Christmas is way better than anything. Like, I don't know, like compared to my all of my Christmas, it sounds way more fun.
no, Felipe.
What was yours?
What's your
Hmm?
worst Christmas, Felipe?
No, no, Renee, go ahead.
No, no, you go ahead, Felipe.
Okay, so my worst Christmas was when it was 2 years after my parents got divorced. Like at that time, we just as you, Renee, we were like
So yeah.
shifting between every Christmas. Like one was with my mom, one was with my dad, and my dad completely forgot that that Christmas was with him, right? So my mom just dropped me like on my grandfather's house, and like we were preparing everything. Um, like Juanita, my cook was like preparing everything, like setting everything down, and I don't know. I was like, where is my dad? Because my dad lives very, very near my grandpa's house, right? Like it was like, why is he not here? So I was trying to call him. He wasn't answering, and he wasn't answering. And my grandpa was still alive, right? And my grandpa
Mhm.
had this very, very bad character. Like he used to get angry very easily, and he was like, "Run, run!" that means like, where is this asshole? Like referring to my dad. And he was like calling him, and he was like, cabron, come here. Kiki's here. We're waiting for you to eat. Carajo. And like my dad was like, oh, I completely forgot, right? Like someone invited me to pass
Christmas dinner.
right?
Yeah.
Like I'm with my friends. And then like my grandpa was like, you have to come here. Carajo. And like he came in, and like we were starving, right? Like we were waiting for him to eat to begin Christmas. He got to my grandpa's house around 11 p.m. So it was like almost like very very late, because we usually start eating at 10, right? So it was like 1 hour. And I remember that my dad just came, like he came in and he was like, I'm not hungry, like I just eat. And my grandfather got like so angry. He was like, cabrón, estamos esperando, chingada madre. And man, he started like pounding the table. Like he was like, carajo, me lleva la chingada. Te estamos esperando, carajo. And like,
Introduce it.
oh yeah. So he was like, we are waiting for you, god damn it. Like, why are you coming here if you are not angry, carajo? Carajo is like damn, right? And like
yeah.
I remember that my dad got pissed because he doesn't like to get shouted.
Of course.
He was like, okay, I'm leaving. And I was like very sad. I was like, I'm hungry. I was waiting for my dad.
Oh.
And then like when my dad was leaving, my grandfather took a dish, like a plate, the ones that are made of ceramic, and he threw it like in Tron, like like a frisbee, and it broke like. And that was like my worst Christmas. Like it even got me like, I don't know, like when I went like to the psychologist, they were like, yeah, it's a trauma. But yeah, like that's the worst
Shit.
one. Like so, yeah, like I've spent here in Canada like Christmas alone, but at least you don't get like plates thrown at, like it's way better. It's way better to be alone. Like just have a pizza slice and FaceTime. You don't
Yeah.
get
And you're in
plates thrown at
peace.
you. It's way
Yeah.
better. But yeah,
Oh,
what
I
about you,
feel
Renee?
really
Yeah, I know. But it's good. Like now that I say it, it's like a funny anecdote. Like something that my psychologist when I was a kid told me was like try to find like the funny side about things, Like if you keep seeing like the sad part, like how like the disintegration of my family started, like it was very noticeable at that point, like where your parents are not together, so like they get confused about like important days like Christmas. Like just see the funny part that your grandfather was shouting like crazy and he threw a fucking plate. Like for me that's funny. At the moment was very sad, but now it's funny, it's a good anecdote.
Yeah.
That's just so the good side of it.
Yeah.
Now you're Rene.
Well, so I don't really remember having like a bad Christmas, like Felipe. I'm so sorry. But I've had like a very stressful time to get to Christmas. So let me explain. I was living here in Ottawa. I think it was my second time going to Mexico by myself. So I remember I was in high school. No, it was my first time. I was in high school. And then my dad picked me up earlier because he dropped me at the airport. And then I was carrying my winter jacket. So I was going to fly from Ottawa to Toronto and then from Toronto to Mexico City. So before I go through security, my dad's like, "Go, I'll carry your winter jacket. I'll take it home with me and just get on the plane, get to Mexico so you don't have to carry it." And I was like, "Dad, what if something happens and I have to stay in Toronto?" It's like, no, nothing's going to happen really. Just go there. There's plenty of flights, whatever, it's going to be fine. So he takes my winter jacket, my winter coat, and I go through security. I board the plane, and we wouldn't leave for like 3 hours. And I had like a 2 hour like layoff, it's called.
No, lay off,
Like
something like that.
well, my flight to Mexico was supposed to be like 2 hours after I got to Toronto. So I had 2 hours like to walk around in the
Layover.
airport and whatever, layover.
Yeah.
So no, it was like almost 2 hours that we stayed at the airport. So the trip is like an hour from Ottawa to Toronto. So I got there 5 minutes before my flight left, and they were like, "No, sorry, sir," like, because it was like a weather condition thingy. It was like very snowy, so the plane couldn't like land or something. So we couldn't leave. And then they were like, "Yeah, we cannot like give you anything or anything." So the only hotel they gave me like a discount was like in Scarborough. So the Toronto Pearson Airport is like like here, and Scarborough is like there.
Completely far away.
And I didn't have a winter jacket. I didn't have anything. And there was like the Sheraton Hotel at the airport. So I went there and it's like there's no rooms available. It's like nothing. Well, there's like a one night for like this expensive suite. And my dad was like, okay, like I'll pay on the like online and then you can go in. And they wouldn't let him. It was like a mess. So I had to pay like with my own like money, $300 for that night. But then, okay, that was bad. But then my dad took to like the airport and like the hotel and whatever, because I had to. So when I went to customer service, like before I went to the hotel, they told me there's no flights to Mexico City from here, but you can go to Michigan and then to Phoenix and then to Monterrey and then to Mexico City and get there like tomorrow, like the next day. The only problem is that I don't have an American visa because I don't like at the time I saw it like, okay, I'm going to be a Canadian permanent resident. I am going to like, I have enough to get my citizenship. So my goal was to get my citizenship and I have to pay for that. So it's like, I'd rather spend that money on a passport that's going to let me go to the States instead of paying for like a permit that I'm not going to use because I didn't want to go to the States while Trump was president. It's like, I'm not going to use it, so I'm not going to get a visa. So then I had to wait for 3 nights in Toronto. So the first night I paid for it. And then my dad like talked to like the hotel or whatever. And then he paid for like the other night. No, it was 3 nights, I think. So I was supposed to get to Mexico on the 18th or something. And I didn't get there till like the 21st.
Wow.
So I almost lost Christmas. And that was kind of stressful. And I told my dad, like, no, I'll just grab a train or something, go back to Ottawa, and I won't go to Mexico this year. And he was like, I already paid for a ticket, blah, blah, blah. I was like, I'll stay. But yeah, I was really scared. Like I had no winter jacket. I had nothing. So the only way, there's a train from the airport to the hotel. So that was like, okay. And that's why I survived. But yeah, that was the worst.
Damn.
Well, at least Christmas you actually spent it here. So that's, oh, it's so stressful. But you just got to spend 3 nights in a suite.
No, it was one night like that fancy suite. And then I had like a special breakfast and it was like a special lounge for like whatever. So I used it, like I paid for it. So I like used it. But then the next morning, like after that, I had to like go and like get a regular room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're talking about Christmas. And I know like not a lot of people like celebrate that, but one of the most iconic Christmas figures is Santa Claus. So pretty much everyone can, tell who Santa Claus is, regardless of like what holiday you celebrate. So I think Santa Claus is very controversial because of the way we are taught to think about him. So we're taught that Santa Claus is real since we're kids, right? So
Yeah.
when did you
Yeah, of
find,
course.
okay, first of all, Spoiler alert.
Yeah, like if you have your kids or something, because we know that our public is mostly of our age, but there are
Usually.
some people that are older than us. They might have
But just
their
in
kids
case,
or
we don't
something.
want to ruin any kid's dream.
Yeah, and if not, I mean, okay, you had enough time to put it away, you know. If
Okay.
not, like you can pause this and take him away. That's it.
Knock them out and keep
We're not gonna
watching
be taken
show.
accountable
Yeah,
for.
get rid of the body.
No, it's a joke. It's a joke. But so guys, when did you find out Santa Claus wasn't real?
Well, in my case, it was kind of weird because like my parents, they never really told me. Like they never really told like, oh, Santa isn't real. Like no, that didn't happen ever. But like you start getting suspicious a little bit because like once there was this one time that my sister and I asked for bikes. So like we were expecting bikes. We were happy about it, but there was, I think, the week before Christmas or something, my mom asked me to go get something. No, my mom didn't ask me. What happened was that my dog went up to the how do you say it in
Attic?
English? Azotea, like the
Oh, to the
roof,
roof.
the
Yeah.
roof. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Where there we like put our clothes to dry, and it's like the laundry area in the roof. So my dog went upstairs to be down with me. So I went up there, and my parents didn't like us to go there because it was dangerous, like we might fall or something. But then I was like, no, I went there anyways, and my dog was like walking around, and then I saw my bike
Oh
upstairs,
no.
and I'm like, and then when I came down of the staircase, like with my dog, my mom was like, were you in the roof? And I'm like, yeah.
No.
Like, did you see something? Because I was in shock. Like, did you see something? I was like, what did you see?
You
My
should have told
bike.
her like I saw the
And
dog.
I was like, I saw my bike. And she was like, you shouldn't be like going there, blah blah blah. It's wrong. And then, like a couple of days later, she told me, go again, go see. And I'm like, I don't want to go. Like, go. Like, okay. I went upstairs, and where my bikes were, they were gone. And she's like, you know what happened? I'm like, what? Santa took them away because you were a bad girl.
Yes. Yikes.
And I felt so guilty and so sad. I was like,
I would poison the cookies, you know? Like if I know that Santa's not bringing me anything, I would poison the cookies. But then like the
yeah.
next day you find your parents like
No.
imagine if that's the way you find out. Like your parents are like
No, that'd be fucked up.
yeah.
But but yeah, like that happened, and since then I was suspicious about Santa's existence. But then also what happened was that once we went on vacation, I think it was to Denver, and we were having breakfast at Denny's at a restaurant, and we were like just having a happy meal there. And then we saw this old man, white hair, fat, beard, glasses, blue eyes, everything. So my sister and I just stared at him, and we were like, he's Santa. And my parents were like, you see, there is Santa. And we were like, wow, we were like, wow, he's there. He's actually eating breakfast here right now. And because it was like America and it's snowy and everything, we thought he was real. And then this man noticed that we were staring at him. So when he finished his breakfast, he came to our table, and my sister and I were like so nervous. And he asked us, so what did you ask for Christmas? and we were like,
Oh,
but he spoke
oh.
in English. And my sister and I were a bit nervous because like we were like, I don't know, 9 years old. So we're like, oh my God, oh my God. And then my dad talked to him a little bit, and then he left, and my mom was like, do you hear that? Those are the reindeers. Santa's
Man,
real.
that guy is the best person in the world. Like,
Yes.
so cool. Because he didn't need to do that. And he took time off his life just to make me happy. Like, we don't see that anymore, you know? It's very weird to find that nowadays.
Yeah,
Someone
he knew he looked like Santa. He knew
Yeah,
it. Or maybe he
yeah.
was dressed up like Santa. I
Oh,
don't
okay,
know.
so
But
he was like, oh, okay.
I
So
don't know. No. He wasn't. He was eating in a restaurant. I don't know. I
Oh.
thought he was real because he looked pretty real to me.
Yeah.
Maybe he was just an old man that looked like him.
he wasn't dressed up like Santa. He just looked
No.
like him.
Yeah, he had the
that's what I
beard. He
mean.
was wearing normal clothes,
Yeah,
as
yeah.
far as I remember.
Yeah, that's what I mean, because like if it's like, you know, the mall Santa, you know, the ones that you find
No,
at
it
the,
wasn't the mall Santa.
yeah. Yeah, that he's a
Unless he worked for
shout
that.
out to that Santa guy. He's a very nice person.
Yes.
American Santa.
He contributed to my childhood.
Yeah.
Now,
That
you.
sounds so beautiful.
What about you guys?
Uh,
How you found out?
well, I found out. So my brother is like 7 years. Like no, I don't know. Like he's like a little older, like a bit younger than me. So my parents never tried to like tell me or give me any hints about Santa. Because of him, because they wanted him to like, you know, have like Christmas and Santa and whatever. So I remember at school there's this guy, he was like very like bully. I think he's like a wrestler or something now. He's in Japan or something. I don't remember. And he was telling me, hey Renee, your daddy's Santa Claus. Your daddy's Santa Claus. And I was like, nope, I don't think so. I don't think he's like, yeah,
Fucking
yeah.
animal.
And then I was like kind of sad. I was like, oh, I'm gonna cry if he's right, because he's like a bully, right? So you don't want the bully to be right ever. So then I remember that Christmas, my mom usually told me and my brother to like write a note and leave it at the Christmas tree. Then Santa would pick it up and like read it and like get our toys. So that Christmas, like, no, you told me Santa knows everything, so I'm not gonna do it, and he should know what I want. And I refused to tell my mom, her boyfriend, my dad, my grandparents, like no one. I thought I never told anyone. But later on I figured out that, so because that Christmas Santa brought me what I wanted. So I was in shock. I was like, okay, this guy is wrong. Santa is real. So I was like, oh yeah. and then I like later on, like when I grew up and whatever, I think it was like the Christmas after the Wii and whatever, that Santa brought something for my stepsister at the time, because my mom is not with that person anymore. Santa got her something that my mom and I bought. So I saw it at the Christmas tree and everything was like, wait a minute. I bought that with my mom and now you have it at the tree. Like, this doesn't make sense. I started like to figure out, okay, maybe Santa is not real.
Yeah.
But and then my mom told me, I asked her like, well, like that Christmas I didn't tell you, I didn't tell anyone. Like, oh, but you told your neighbors, like your friends from the neighborhood. And then they told their moms, and then their moms told me.
And your parents, they had to figure it out, man.
Yeah.
Yes, they got to keep the magic.
Yeah, they fought for you, man.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
in
at
my
least
case, it
in your
was
mind
like
you were
the-
like, that boy is wrong.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. In my case, it was like I didn't figure it out. Like I had my ideas, but I never I was like a very magical thing. Like I was like, yeah, Santa knows what he's doing, you know. Like I wasn't like trying to make questions, you know. For me, it was like he's magical, he can do whatever. But I had some like ideas, you know. I was like, because when you see Santa in movies and stuff like that, he has elves that construct like the train and shit like that, right? And I was like, why if Santa can give me a PlayStation, why he doesn't have his own franchise, you know, like Santa Station or shit like that, you know? But like, where does he get like PlayStation and stuff like that, right? So I remember that one year I asked for an arachnotech that was like this robot in form of a spider that shoot things, and I don't know what I wanted. Like I never played with it. I played a couple of days with it, and then I was like,
No,
but here it goes why. Like my dad thought that my dad always likes to leave things to the last time, you know? So he was like, I can get it like literally one day before, you know? But no, it sold out everywhere. And I remember that my mom was like, let's make a chance. Let's go like to a mall and stuff like that. Because we went to Galerías Insurgentes, that it's a mall in Mexico.
Yeah.
And I remember that my mom was distracting me, right? She was like, oh, let's go eat, or let's see the pets, stuff like that, right? While my dad was like trying to buy the
toy.
the toy and like put it in the trunk and everything. But then like I was like looking at the lizards and everything, like, ooh, echo. And then like I just see my dad like walking and doing this, like sold out. And my mom was like, Kike, let's talk. And we went like to the dining area. And I was like with my burger. I was very happy. I was like, yeah, tomorrow I'm getting my toy. And my mom was like, Kike, we have to talk with you. If I'm telling you this, it's because we couldn't find what you want, you know? And she was like, you know, your dad and I, we are Santa. We couldn't find what you wanted. And I was like, what? Santa doesn't exist? And I was like, but what about the holy kings or
the Magi?
The
Magic.
The wise
like a Mexican
kings or something.
Magic kings?
No, they're called wise men. Wise men, 3 wise men in English.
Yeah, the 3 wise men. I was like, but the 3 wise men do exist, and they were like, nah. So I was like, I started crying. My mom started crying. My dad was like, he was kind of angry because my mom got angry at him. He was like, ya ves, ¿por qué no vas y lo compras temprano? That means like, why you didn't go earlier, right?
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, at the end, like my mom was like, but don't worry, we're gonna still give you toys. Like even though, you know, like, and it's better because you can go with us and just get it, you know?
Yeah.
Just get what you want. And I was like, that's a good deal. So yeah, like Santa died, but the deal kept going, you know? Like,
yeah.
So yeah, it was kind of sad at the beginning. And then I got my arachnotech, and I never use it. I never use it to the full length. Because it was like the representation of my childhood ending, like all that magic. I still have it. Like nowadays, it's at my home in Mexico, but I still have my arachnotech.
Or maybe Santa took it away.
Hmm?
Maybe Santa took it away.
Shut up. But yeah, like yeah, I had a lot of questions like when I was a kid. Like I had questions, but I was always like, Santa is magic. Like he knows what he's doing. Like as we were saying, like the idea of Santa, I feel that it's kind of dangerous, like in places like Mexico, because in Mexico we have the Reyes Magos, that is the 3 wise men, and Santa Claus, right? And I remember a lot that, like my mom, well, something fell, but yeah, my mom and my dad used to give me like two gifts during Christmas, right? Like the ones that Santa Claus gives you and the ones that the three wise men gives you, right? But from the side of my mother's family, my other cousins, they didn't have too much money, right? So they didn't have Santa Claus. And it was very interesting how they thought, because when they tell you why Santa Claus doesn't bring you like presents, it's because you are a bad person, right? Like they tell you like, oh, you were a bad child, so you are getting charcoal or you are not getting anything, right? So these kids were like, I remember
Yeah.
that they were like, man, I was a good guy this year. Why does Santa Claus didn't give me anything? Like I feel that that affects your all your consciousness, right? Like when you're a kid, because you're like
Yeah.
trying to be a good person and then you don't get rewarded for it.
Mhm.
And I mean,
Um,
they used to get the three wise men, but still, it was like you see your cousin is getting like two gifts, and because that's very weird because they still believe in Santa, even though it doesn't brings them presents. You know,
Oh.
so weird. It's very bizarre.
yeah.
So
Yeah, and it's also a
quickly,
bit
yeah,
weird because like,
yeah,
well,
yeah.
yeah, that some people like they call it like it's like the three wise men, but they also I've heard people call it like it's like a baby God or
Oh
the
yeah,
like
baby Jesus, right?
Jesus, the
Maybe
one that
Jesus.
gives it, Al Niño Dios.
Mhm.
Yeah, like instead of being like, oh, the wise men bring you, they're like, oh, did Jesus brought you something like
Mhm.
that. Yeah. Well, in my
Yeah,
case, we always called it like the three wise men,
yeah, me too.
Yeah,
like the ones they were giving gifts.
So for
yeah.
what I know, that's like actual, like the Santa Claus in Spain. Like they don't get Santa Claus, but like they get their wise men. So I don't know for you guys, but like Santa Claus would bring me toys, and then the wise men would bring me like clothes and socks and underwear. So I was never hyped about the wise men. I was always hyped by like Santa Claus because it was like, oh, whatever I wanted, and then like, oh, they brought me socks. Like I don't want them.
Wow,
No, for
man.
me, they used to bring me both, both like whatever that asked for. But the difference was that with the wise men, I had to leave a shoe. I don't know if you
Oh yeah,
had.
yeah, yeah.
Yes, yeah, like
No,
you have to leave your shoe,
I,
one
I
shoe,
I can tell a
and put your
story.
letter inside of it, and
Yeah.
then yeah.
I
So that was
always
the
use
funny
the
part.
I always use the shoe. I hate it. Like only once I use the balloon, because in Mexico when
Oh
you
really?
send the letter, you use a balloon and you
Oh
tie the letter on, right? Did you guys did it like that to
no,
send?
I always put my letter in the tree
yeah, me too. And I did the
on.
the, the balloon once with Gloria and like a lot of
Oh,
friends.
I see. Yeah,
Oh
like
yeah,
it's a huge tradition, at least in Mexico, that I know, that people tie the letter to a balloon and they let it
there
free.
was a thing. Yeah,
Yeah, I only did it once because I remember
got stuck.
exactly the day I start crying. I I hated. Yeah, because I really liked my balloon. I even remember the balloon. It was an Igor balloon, you know, the
Oh
one
yeah, yeah.
Winnie the Pooh. And I remember exactly the day because I was so happy. Like my mom was like, "Oh, you just need to tie your letter, and the Santa Claus is gonna get it or something." And I was like, "Yeah, Santa's gonna get my letter." And like we went like to the roof of my house. She was like, "Okay, ready to release it?" And I assumed that we were like release it and just grab it again. And then like I just saw it leave, and I started crying. I was like, "No, my balloon!" And my mom remembers this so good, like, that I start crying because of my balloon. And from then on, I used to put it in
Oh.
my shoe, just like you, Mariana.
Oh.
It, I even have like, I think that it's a trauma. I don't know if it's like, I don't know, but I hate seeing balloons living. Like
Oh,
get it free.
That's sad.
that
I
is
hate
so
it because
sad.
Yeah,
I don't know, it causes
Triggers
something
you.
on me. Like,
Yeah.
like you're
I don't
letting
know.
go
Yeah,
something. I
yeah.
don't know.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
interesting.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yikes. Well, um, I think we have like three. more minutes left. Do you want to talk quickly about like the roscas or roscones?
Oh, yeah. Those are one of the best things of that holiday, the one of the three wise men. Because like I found out just recently, like here in Mexico we call it rosca de reyes, but in Spain it is called roscon.
Roscon. Yeah.
Yes, and they stuck like these little
Baby
kids,
Jesus.
baby Jesus, these little baby Jesus all around
Well, inside the bread.
inside the bread. Whoever gets it, they have to pay for the tamales.
Yeah. So the way it works, like all your family like lines up, and then you like cut the piece that you want, and if you uncover the baby or you have it in your piece, you keep the baby Jesus, and then you pay for the tamales. And there's like 8 or something in the rosca, so like a lot of people can get it. Like I don't like my family never did the tamales thing. It was just like to make
Oh,
fun of
no,
whoever
me
got
too.
it.
In my family, Juanita ended up doing them. Like it didn't matter who got the baby. Juanita was the one doing the tamales. She was like, this fucking family.
For us, we did. It was like another excuse to meet. Like I think it's 12th of February.
Yeah,
Is
it's
it?
the
It's
day of
second. It's
Candelaria.
second.
Oh, the
Because it's my
second.
grandma's
Second of-
birthday, so we would like do stuff for her birthday, not for like the tamales.
Oh well, yeah, that makes
We
sense. But
can
it's
have
also it
tamales,
means
but yeah.
luck. It is. They say that it's luck when you get it. That it's
Like I've never seen
you're with
anyone eating
Jesus.
these parts, like the green and the red parts.
I
I
do.
always avoid them. I hate
Yeah. I
No,
don't
I
know
don't eat
anyone who would eat them.
Yeah. Well, my mom likes it because it's like ate, that it's like a.
Uh-huh.
You like them,
It's
Mariana?
sweet.
Mariana,
Yeah,
you're
it depends on the bread.
I'm kidding.
Because like
I'm
there's
kidding.
ones,
Don't
some
talk
of
to
them,
me. Don't talk to me.
some of them, like the fruit, the ate thing, it's really hard. So I don't want it when it's hard. But sometimes it's fresh, and when it's
Mhm.
fresh, it's absolutely delicious.
Yeah.
So
Fake news.
yeah,
That's never fresh. That thing is never fresh.
Well,
it
depends
is.
where you
I don't know which one
bought
you
them.
buy.
Yeah, and it's also really good with hot chocolate, like real
Oh.
hot chocolate, not like chocolate powder, like abuelita, like the abuelita chocolate.
Yeah, the with big chunks of good chocolate, not the powder one.
This one.
Yeah,
Ooh,
that chocolate.
it's so good.
It's so good. Yeah, that's the thing, and it's amazing.
Yep. So, yeah, these are like things that we lived and traditions we followed. It'd be really nice if people who are listening can let us know what are their traditions throughout this holiday season. What do you eat? What do you do? What music do you listen to? Anything else, guys?
Yeah. Well, like this is like the end of the year, right? Like this is gonna be our last episode of the year, or are we doing another one?
I think
Last one, right? Because
maybe.
No, we might do another one.
Oh no, we
I
will
think.
maybe, yeah.
Maybe.
okay, then
Maybe.
I just wanted
We don't
to
know
do,
yet, but
like my
we'll let
hippie
you
thing
know.
of the year, like. But nah, let's leave it for the next episode.
Okay.
In the meantime, we want to wish you Merry Christmas to all of you. Thank you
Happy
for supporting
holidays.
For
us.
those who don't
Yeah.
celebrate
Happy
like
holidays.
Christmas and stuff like that. But yeah, like let's remember that Christmas nowadays it's just like having fun with your family, eating like a pig, and that's it. At least that's for me.
At least the important part is that you are with the ones you love and you have a good time. So it's like an excuse to reunite.
And-
Like now with COVID and stuff, they are like, oh, please don't
Yeah.
see anyone, but we'll see about that.
Yeah, be safe. Like if you can't breathe, don't
Just
go
be
to
safe,
your family.
people.
Yeah, like me and Felipe, we're not
Yeah,
flying
be
to
safe.
see your families. We're like keeping local with like
Yeah.
a few people that
Plus,
we know
who
and
wants to
trust.
go to Mexico during a pandemic? No one.
Pandemic.
No one.
Pandemic.
No one wants to go to Mexico.
Felipe, Mariana went to Mexico during the pandemic.
She's stuck in there.
And yeah, but that's true. Like now I'm stuck
Let's be honest.
here.
If you could have
Well,
a lonely
had no
Christmas
choice.
instead of being stuck in Mexico during a pandemic, which one would you take? Exactly, that's
At
what
least I'm with my
that's what I
family,
thought.
okay? I'm with my family. So
She
that
wins,
matters.
Felipe. Anyway,
I'll
guys.
appreciate that at least.
Anyways, guys, so let us know all of your traditions and everything you do on our Instagram or here on YouTube. Rate us on Apple Podcast. And yeah, subscribe to our Patreon if you want.
Share with your friends.
Yeah,
family.
share with your friends. And Santa, please. Santa needs to hear this.
Yes. So
Okay,
that'll be
guys.
all for today, guys.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.